My name is Lumumba Bandele. I'm an organizer and educator of the Malcolm X Grassroots Movement. I am an instructor at City University of New York. I'm here today in Newark to help lift up the memory of our modern day Harriet Tubman, Mama Assata Shakur. I was asked to come and share some of my reflections on my relationship, my interaction, and our campaigns that we've led on her behalf. I first met Mama Assata, I believe, in probably 95, 96, one of my trips to Cuba. And since then, every other trip afterwards. But I think one of the most impactful times was in 1997, when a few hundred of us attended the World Youth Festival in Havana. Thousands of young people from all over the world came together, and she spoke to me at that day and asked about the work that I was doing and the people that I've engaged with, and asked for us to utilize this hip hop art form that we've surrounded ourselves with the hip hop artists that we were in relationship with, to utilize this particular art form as a tool to raise awareness around political prisoners, to raise resources when able. And so she actually gave us a charge. So I returned back to the States, and a few of us put our heads together, and we created what was called then the Black August Hip Hop Project. And we took rap artists from the United States who all donated their time to do a fundraiser in New York, raising funds and awareness around political prisoners, and we raised some money. But that wasn't all. We actually returned to Cuba, where we engaged with the Cuban hip hop community, and the artists participated in the hip hop festival in Alama, Cuba. And so we created this cultural exchange. The film is a very powerful and effective tool. And I actually want to give a shout out to Gloria Rolando for pulling this amazing documentary together. There's so many pieces. We could spend a whole conference dissecting the very important elements of this film. You know, the idea to overlay the story of Mama Assata with the pantheon of the Orisha is not a coincidence, right? It's one of the main points and powers of this documentary, to include towards the end the narrating voice of Mama Nahanda, who is now an ancestor as well, right? Intentional. Also living in exile, was living in exile in Cuba, intentional. I don't know if you were trying to direct that question to me, considering some of the tasks that Mama Assata gave me, but I think it's important just to lay right into it. In 97, while we were there at the World Youth Festival, what she said to me specifically was, look, I know y'all are connected with all of these rap artists, you guys are, in this hip hop space. Why don't y'all utilize this rap and hip hop to some way provide resources or raise awareness around our political prisoners? And so she said that to me and a few other folks, and so cool, we got an assignment. We came back, and later that year we pulled together a benefit concert that we were going to do in New York, and then we were going to travel it back to Cuba, and we decided to call it Black August Hip Hop Project. The full name at that time was Black August Acknowledgement of Hip Hop and Our Freedom Fighters. And so we did it, and what we didn't know was how big this particular project was going to grow. But what ended up happening was the concept grew over the years, and we ended up having the last concert that I was overseeing was 2008, I believe, ended up being at the Nokia Theater at Madison Square Garden. Again, these artists included Common, Dead Prez, Mos Def, Talib Kweli, Erykah Badu, all of these artists, all of these people donating their time. Not one of these artists were paid to contribute to this project and this mission. And I recognize that this particular project that was, I would say, given us the charge by Mama Assata, and also I need to say also Mama Nahanda, who's also an ancestor now, was something that I don't think they realized how big it was going to grow, because we certainly didn't realize it. But we were also back in New York organizing the Hands Off Assata campaign. And at that time, we were doing everything from poetry readings to community town halls to conversations. We had some journalists that were doing articles in magazines and newspapers. But we were not having the kind of impact we wanted to have in terms of informing our communities about who Mama Assata was and what her story was. But when we did Black August in '98, when we returned to Cuba, we returned with one rap artist from Chicago by the name of Common. And Common was able to sit at the feet of Assata along with Dead Prez, along with Talib Kweli, and just soak in all of her wisdom. He returned to the States and recorded a song called Song for Assata that was on his Like Water for Chocolate album. To date, we cannot quantify how many people now know of her story because of this recording. Right? To this date, we don't know how many people are now inspired by her life. And so we recognize that that is one of the things that Mama Assata gave us, which was an assignment. And her assignment was never to censure her. It was always, every time we interacted with her, what are you doing to bring my comrades home? What are you doing to free Sekou? What are you doing to free Matulu? What are you doing to free Herman Bell? What are you doing to free Seth Hayes? All of those people. And so she put a battery in my back. And we were able to do a lot more than Black August. Many of the names that she lifted up and told us to make sure that we were about the business of bringing them home, most of them are home right now. But we have unfinished business. There are still many that need to be released, and so we are still on assignment. We're still working to release them. So I'm here to talk about some of that and talk about just the inspiration that she has been and the inspiration that she is now as an ancestor.